Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been following the NFL and especially the AFC North, you know that things are always intense, always unpredictable, and right now, there's a lot of chatter about how a recent trade is shaking up the division. And believe me when I say, this isn't just about some player movement. It's about potential shifts in power that could define the Browns' trajectory for the upcoming seasons. The big news that's been making waves involves the Cleveland Browns trading away Joe Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals. But what's really grabbing headlines is the reaction from one of the biggest names in football, none other than Deion Sanders. And trust me, the words he's spoken have sparked quite a buzz across the NFL community, especially among Browns fans. Deion Sanders, as many of you know, is not just a legendary NFL player but also the head coach at Colorado. And more intriguingly, he's the father of Cleveland's own quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. Recently, during a media availability session in Boulder, Deion didn't hold back when asked about the Browns' move involving Joe Flacco. Instead of giving a diplomatic answer, he laid it all out, making it very clear where his loyalties truly lie. And what he said? Well, it was pretty blunt, folks. Deion said, "I don't care, I don't give a darn about the Browns at all." That's a stark statement for someone with such a close connection to Cleveland's quarterback. He then went on to emphasize, "I care about the Colorado Buffaloes. I do love me some Shedeur Sanders, believe that." This kind of honesty from Deion isn't just about a dad defending his son's interests. It's a reflection of his perspective on the league and how he perceives Cleveland's handling of Shedeur's NFL journey. Sanders made it clear that while he loves his son and supports him, his primary focus right now is on the college team, on Colorado, and their quest for success. That said, his remarks have led many to speculate about his feelings towards Cleveland, especially considering how Shedeur's NFL career has been unfolding. You see, Shedeur Sanders was a bit of a surprise in this past NFL draft. Many analysts had him pegged as a first-round talent, but he slid all the way to the 5th round, which caught a lot of people off guard. The Browns, however, saw something in him and decided to take a chance, drafting him despite the late round. From the beginning, it was clear that Shedeur's camp wanted him to get early playing time, to avoid being buried behind a seasoned veteran like Lamar Jackson, who's been the Ravens' star quarterback and a 2-time MVP. The interesting thing here is that the Browns, in their draft strategy, did seem committed to giving Shedeur a shot, but then came the trade involving Joe Flacco. Joe, as you all know, has been a veteran presence on Cleveland's roster, serving as the primary backup and emergency quarterback. But with the trade, the question arose, what does this mean for Shedeur? Well, the latest updates suggest that Shedeur has been bumped up to the number 2 spot on Cleveland's unofficial depth chart. Now, this isn't an official announcement yet, but it's a clear signal that the Browns are at least considering giving him a chance to step in if needed. This is huge, especially for Browns fans who have been eagerly waiting to see what Shedeur can do at the NFL level. Remember, he's only 22 years old, and despite his relatively quiet rookie season, he's been vocal about his confidence and his belief that he can do better than some of the quarterback play we see around the league today. In fact, in September, Shedeur said, "I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that." That's a bold statement coming from a young quarterback, but it's one that shows his mindset, confident, hungry, and ready to prove himself. And let's not forget, Shedeur's attitude is backed up by his actions. He's been very patient, not publicly complaining about his situation, but he recently shared that he believes everything happens for a reason. When asked about his current status, he mentioned that he trusts God's plan for him, even if things aren't unfolding exactly as he hoped right now. That kind of maturity and resilience is what Browns fans should really be excited about. Because, if you think about it, this trade and Shedeur's rise on the depth chart could be the beginning of something special. Now, it's important to look at the bigger picture here. The Browns are in a crucial phase of their development. After a somewhat turbulent past few seasons, Cleveland has been trying to rebuild their roster, find stability at quarterback, and finally make a playoff push. They have a talented roster, with a strong defense and an emerging offense, but one of the key pieces has always been the quarterback position. Deshaun Watson has been their man, but his recent struggles and injuries have opened the door for younger talent like Shedeur Sanders to step up. The Browns' decision to bump Shedeur up to No. 2, especially after the trade of Joe Flacco, signals that Cleveland is serious about giving him a shot. As of now, Shedeur is in line to serve as the primary backup to Dillon Gabriel, another promising rookie, but there's a lot of excitement about what he could do if given the opportunity. Cleveland has Bailey Zapp on the practice squad, and there's speculation that he could end up serving as the backup on game day. But the real story here is Shedeur's potential to be that next guy when the moment calls. This move comes at a pivotal time for Cleveland. They're heading into a key AFC North matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of their division rivals, and that game could be a real turning point. If Shedeur gets some snaps, or even just shows enough in practice, it could alter how fans and analysts view the Browns' future at quarterback. The division is fiercely competitive, and with teams like Baltimore and Cincinnati also making big moves, Cleveland knows they need to be sharp and prepared for anything. Let's also talk about what this means for Shedeur personally. Coming into the league with high expectations, especially after being drafted later than some anticipated, he's shown incredible maturity and patience. His comments about doing better than the current league quarterback landscape reveal a lot about his mindset. He's not just content to sit and wait, he's driven to compete and contribute. And with the Browns placing him higher on the depth chart, it's clear that the organization sees potential in him too. Now, I want to bring back the focus to Deion Sanders' reaction, because it's not just about some offhand comment. It's about the broader context of how NFL teams and players view the Browns' management and their handling of young talent. Sanders' blunt remarks, "I don't give a darn about the Browns at all," might seem harsh, but they also reflect a sentiment that some in the league might share, that Cleveland's approach to quarterback development and roster management is still a work in progress. And for Browns fans, that's an important perspective to keep in mind. This entire situation is unfolding just as the Browns are trying to solidify their identity and build for the future. The trade of Joe Flacco could be seen as a move to give Shedeur more opportunities, but it also raises questions about how Cleveland will manage their quarterback room moving forward. Will Shedeur be ready to step in if needed? Can he handle the pressure of the NFL spotlight? From what we've seen so far, the signs are promising, and Browns fans should be optimistic. Looking ahead, this story isn't just about one trade or one young quarterback. It's about a franchise that's trying to find its footing after years of ups and downs. The AFC North remains one of the toughest divisions in the league, with fierce rivalries, tough defenses, and playoff-caliber teams. Cleveland's success in the coming weeks could hinge on how well their young players like Shedeur are integrated into the team's plans. The Browns' coaching staff, led by their head coach, will surely be watching closely, especially with a crucial game against the Steelers on the horizon. And let's not forget the impact this could have on the locker room. Young quarterbacks like Shedeur, with his confidence and maturity, can become a rallying point for the team. If he gets opportunities to showcase his talent, it could inspire the entire roster, especially the offensive line and skill position players, to elevate their game. Cleveland's fans, always passionate and loyal, are eager to see their team finally turn the corner and make a real run at the postseason. As for the division, the Bengals, with Joe Flacco now, might see a boost in their quarterback depth, while the Ravens continue to rely heavily on Lamar Jackson. But Cleveland's bold move to elevate Shedeur and the recent trade involving Flacco show that the Browns are serious about their future plans. They're not just stacking veterans, they're investing in young talent, and that's what could set them apart in the AFC North this season and beyond. So, Browns fans, keep your eyes on this story. The next few games will be critical in determining how quickly Shedeur can adapt and whether Cleveland's gamble will pay off. The potential is there, and with the right development, he could be the key to unlocking a new era for the Browns. The division's landscape is shifting, and Cleveland is right in the middle of it, poised to make some noise if everything falls into place. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending, the latest Cleveland Browns news to you. It's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this whole situation? Do you believe Shedeur Sanders has what it takes to be Cleveland's quarterback of the future? Are you excited to see him get more opportunities, or do you think the Browns should be looking elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns because this is a team built on passionate fans like you. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. We're on this journey together, and the best is yet to come.